Hi everyone, so today I filmed a standalone tutorial just on my brows. Now my brows are probably one of the things that I get the most questions about by people on social media and clients as well. I'm quite lucky in that it's pretty much my natural shape. The only thing I do have to do is tint them, and if you do want to see me do a tinting video, then I will completely film that for you next time I've got to tint them. Yeah, I don't go get them done anywhere. I haven't had them microbladed, I haven't had them tattooed or HD brows or anything like that. I do them all myself. I pluck them probably once every month or when I feel like they need a good pluck. So I just thought I would film this standalone brow tutorial for you all, so you can stop asking me what I use on my brows. So if you're interested in finding out how I do these lovely brows, then keep on watching. To start off with, I have already prepped my skin. These things under my eyes are the Tarte Pack Your Bags gel eye patch things. I can't remember. And I've already put a tiny bit of concealer already on my lid. So let's get into the brows. So to start off with, I take a spoolie and I brush all my hairs up, and that way you see the true shape of your brows. I go into this palette, which is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and I use the shade Warm Top. So I'm taking this, and this is my trusty Real Techniques slanted eyebrow brush, and I'm popping it into that Warm Top shade. And basically what I do is I just fill in my brows first with this little bit of shadow. Now I'm not really building up any kind of definition with this or really any shape. This is just to add some base colour, just so that when I go in with my pencil after, I don't have to use as much pencil. I can literally just use the smallest bit just to give myself a little bit of shape and a little bit of definition, and just to do some little hair-like strokes, just to make my brows look a little bit fuller basically. So you want to put the majority towards the end of your brows, because naturally your brows would be more fuller here and sparse here. So you put the majority of the product towards the back end of your brow, middle section and the tail. And then any excess that you've got on the brush, put it at the bottom and then just push it up. So put it at the bottom and then push it up. So that's that. Then I'm taking my spoolie again and I'm going to run it back through my brows. This is just to make sure that everything is evenly distributed, and your brows, all your hairs are pointing back up and they're looking nice and fluffy. Once you're happy with that, then it's time to go into your pencil. So this is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Ash Brown. So the reason why I really like this one is because it's got one of these really small, it's got a really small tip on it, and that means that you can get right in there and give yourself lots of nice definition and do those nice fluffy hair-like strokes throughout the brow and make it look more natural and fluffy. So let's get started. So I run my pencil underneath, and under my brow I like it to be quite flat. I do tend to just follow my natural shape. So I'm keeping that quite flat, especially even like in the arch area. Underneath I don't like too much of an arch. I like it to just be quite flat, and then I build up my arch on top. So just running that along the bottom and down into the tail, and I'm just going to extend that the tiniest little bit. And then any mistakes that you make, you can just wipe off. And also remember, we are going to go in with concealer after, just to really give them that extra definition. You don't want to take this line too far into the front of your brow. I'm going to show you what we do with the front of the brow in a minute. I'm just running that through, and you'll notice that I'm doing little hair strokes. So now when I get to the top, I fill it in, I just overline it just ever so slightly. I mean, I'm not really doing anything too extreme. I'm just overfilling it ever so slightly, but still with those hairline strokes, so that it doesn't look like I've just gone whoop and drawn a big line on there and then coloured it in, because that doesn't look natural. It's got a spoolie on the end of it, which means that you can brush back through and make sure that there's no gaps, and also make sure that any product is like evenly distributed again. So for the front, I take my brush and I'm just very, very, very lightly doing little flicks, just to add the tiniest bit, just to make it look a little bit more fuller. And I'm barely pressing the pencil at all. I'm very lightly doing this. So you'll notice that I do a few strokes and then I run it back through the rest of my brow, just to make sure that these bits are all blended in with this shape that I've already built up here. And pretty much yeah, I think I'm pretty much happy with that brow. So now I'm going to move on to this brow. Now you notice this brow is a completely different shape to this brow. Now all brows are completely different shapes. Remember, sisters, not twins. If you make them look like twins, they don't look natural, they don't look real. So again, we're brushing through with our spoolie. And you start off underneath. So basically what I have to do with this brow is, because this brow has got less hair in this area than this one does, I have to follow the line from here and drag it across to where the tail starts. We all have one brow that's just a pain in the ass, am I right? I think I'm like pretty happy with those, so I'm going to do me back out. And you'll notice how different they looked when we started off this tutorial. They're a lot more bolder, they're a lot bigger now, but they still look natural. So just to neaten them up a touch more, I'm taking my NARS concealer in the shade Custard. And I'm just popping a bit of that onto the back of my hand, and then I'm taking this little flat angled brush. It's less densely packed than the other brush that we used to fill in the brows when we did the powder section of it. I'm just popping a bit of that onto the brush. Now the reason why it's good to use an angled brush is because it's doing pretty much all the work for you. So you just want to run it underneath your brows and just give yourself a little touch on top. We're not like carving them out or anything, this is just to neaten them up and just to give you that tiny bit more definition. Just make them look a bit cleaner if anything. So any hairs that you've not plucked, they can all be cleaned up at this section. They don't look a whole lot different, they just look a little bit cleaner now. And then to completely finish them off and set them in place, I'm going to use the Maybelline Brow Drama in the shade Dark Brown. Yeah, this just makes the actual hairs on my brows a little bit thicker. Because I like my brows to have a bit of texture. Especially in the front. And those are my finished brows. And that's it guys, that's the finished tutorial. Nothing too complicated there. I think that's a pretty easy way of doing your brows. So I really hope you liked this tutorial. Hope you found it very informative. Don't forget to like and subscribe and become my friend on the internet, please. I'm going to link all my social media below if you want to give me a follow on there. And don't forget to let me know if there's anything else that you'd like me to film. If there's any other of these kind of tutorials that you'd like me to film, I do them as standalones. So if it's like priming my skin, foundation, concealer, lips, contouring, highlighting, if there's anything like that that you would love to see me film and you want to know more about, then please let me know in the comments box below. And I will see you in the next one. Have a good one guys. Bye.